You probably already know. Succubi are bottoms and incubi are tops. But are they gay? For the uninitiated, let me explain. Succubi and incubi are demons who visit humans in sleep seeking sexual favors. Do not confuse these demons with devils. They are more like elves. From earliest times, the countryside of Europe has been populated by sprites of various sorts. Maenads, sylvans, nereids, nymphs, fauns, and satyrs in antiquity, and in later times, elves, leprechauns, trolls, goblins, and fairies. They dwell in woods, on rocks, in springs or streams, and under bridges. Succubi and incubi are like that. They frequently fall in love with human men and women, and their subtle nature allows them to pass through walls and doors, giving them ample opportunity to solicit and sometimes to attain the favors they seek. For all your succubi and incubi questions, the best authority is Fra Luigi Sinistrari. The full name is the Reverend Ludovicus Maria Sinistrari de Ameno. He was a Franciscan friar in 17th century Rome and an official of the Inquisition. Fra Luigi's great work was the De Delectis et Penis Tractatus Absolutissimus, the most absolute treatise of crimes and punishments, in 3 huge folio volumes. Fra Luigi devotes 100 pages to crimes against chastity. The crimes are treated in 13 chapters of ascending gravity, starting with keeping bad company and proceeding through fornication, adultery, rape, violation of cloister, and then on to lewdness, sodomy, bestiality, and demoniality. Some of these chapters have been published separately as books. The chapter on lewdness, the chapter on sodomy, and the chapter on demoniality, a theological bestseller. Fra Luigi's Demoniality is even published as an audiobook on YouTube. Fra Luigi is not our only source of information. We can learn a lot about these sexy demons from manuscript illuminations. Here you see them in intimate situations with medieval ladies. They have horns and tails like satyrs, but claw feet like birds, and sometimes beaks or wings. Not very attractive, you may be thinking, but you would be wrong. Fra Luigi was in the town of Pavia to give a theology lecture when this happened. A very respectable lady called Hieronima woke up in the middle of the night, her husband sleeping soundly beside her, and heard a voice that said, "I am captivated by your beauty and desire nothing more than to enjoy your embraces." And she felt somebody kissing her cheeks, so lightly, so softly, it was like being touched by the softest down. Eventually, she gets to see the incubus, who was a little man of great beauty, with golden locks, a flaxen beard that shone like gold, sea-green eyes calling to mind the flax flower, and arrayed in a fancy Spanish dress. She refused him what he wished, so he persisted and played many poltergeist pranks. He even caused all her clothing to fall off in front of the whole town, just as she was entering church. At last he gave up, defeated by her resolute chastity. Here are 2 men sharing a bed and being visited by a whole flock of demons. They do not seem happy about it. But here, the young man and the demon in the illumination seem to be finishing up a good time, waving farewell as the succubus, or is it an incubus, departs. And this returns us to our original question. Are there any gay incubi or succubi? The answer, Fra Luigi tells us, is that since demons are not human, they are not men or women. They are not male or female. They are just demons. Consequently, they cannot very well be homosexual. But what about wickedness? Won't they drag you down to hell? Actually, no. Now, sex with the devil is a very different matter, but it's also quite complicated and bureaucratic, with a lot of red tape and paperwork. You have to sign a contract selling your soul and complete many other formalities And then, of course, you get eternal damnation. But according to Fra Luigi, there is no law, either civil or canonical, against consorting with a succubus or incubus.